The early morning light filters through the dense canopy, painting streaks of gold on the forest floor. A lone woodcutter stands here in the heart of the woods, his axe resting heavily in his hand. The air is cool and still, filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. He had come here to work, to chop wood, as he did every day. But today, something is different. He doesn't lift his axe. Instead, he just stands, listening. And what he hears is silence. Not an empty silence, but a living, breathing one. It's filled with the soft rustle of leaves, the distant call of a bird, the gentle hum of the forest waking up. He looks at the towering trees around him, their ancient trunks reaching for the sky. He looks at the stacks of wood he has already cut, waiting to be carried. He realizes something profound in this quiet moment. The wood isn't heavy, the axe isn't heavy, the forest itself isn't a burden. The only weight he carries is within his own mind. His thoughts had been a storm of worries, a constant chatter of to-dos and what-ifs. The pressure to provide, the anxieties about the future, the regrets of the past. They had become a load heavier than any log he could ever carry. It was this internal noise that was exhausting him, not the physical labor. So, he does something he hasn't done in a long time. He sets down his axe. He finds a soft patch of moss beneath a great oak and simply sits. He closes his eyes, not to sleep, but to just be. He doesn't try to stop his thoughts. He just watches them, like clouds drifting across the sky. He lets them come and go without holding on to any of them. The worried thought about tomorrow floats by. The memory of a past mistake follows. But instead of getting caught in their currents, he remains still, an observer on the riverbank of his own mind. The forest continues its quiet symphony around him, a gentle soundtrack to his inner stillness. The birdsong doesn't demand his attention, it simply is. The breeze doesn't try to push him, it just flows. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, he feels the heavy weight on his shoulders begin to lighten. The knots of tension in his neck and back start to loosen. The frantic race in his chest slows to a calm, steady rhythm, matching the peaceful pulse of the forest. He breathes in the clean air, and with each exhale, it feels like he's releasing a little piece of the burden he's been carrying for so long. He isn't solving his problems by sitting here, but he is dissolving the weight of them. He's realizing that his strength isn't just in his arms, but in his ability to find peace. This simple act of pausing, of allowing himself to be still, is a revelation. The world doesn't stop. The work is still there, but his relationship to it has changed. The forest is no longer just a place of labor. It's a sanctuary. The silence is no longer empty. It's full of peace. He understands now that true rest isn't about sleeping or stopping work. It's about quieting the mind. It's about letting go of the need to constantly be doing, thinking, and worrying. This story of the woodcutter is a powerful reminder for all of us. How often do we feel weighed down, not by our tasks, but by the thoughts surrounding them? We carry the mental load of our jobs, our responsibilities, and our worries with us everywhere. We believe that to get ahead, we must always be moving, always be productive. But perhaps the most productive thing we can do sometimes is to simply be still, to find our own quiet forest, whether it's a park, a quiet room, or just a few moments in our chair, and listen. Listen to the silence behind the noise. Let's learn from the woodcutter. Let's recognize that the real weight is often in our minds. By giving ourselves permission to pause, to breathe, and to simply exist without judgment. We can let that inner burden fade away. True calm, true strength, begins when we allow ourselves to be still. It's in these moments of stillness that we can reconnect with ourselves and find the peace that's always been there, waiting just beneath the surface of our busy lives. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more moments of reflection. Until next time, be well.